port or the bed or wherever until they exit the gate. Fine, please Lord. What do they do to the container? They when they exit the gate before they travel to the destination. If family, fancy, type like or even to your going on transit, what do they do to this? Because of their selfishness, what do they do? Those of you that don't share with your friends. They have been conducting themselves in the way, accepting bad practice. What do they do? They bring the seed. Yes.
They bring the seed.
They do what?
They bring the seed.
I'm not talking about the theft yet, we'll come there. I'm talking about their safety practice as conveying unit of the container loaded on it. After the same break, we'll come there. We'll treat container sales. It's a very specialized topic we'll treat. Yes, please try.
Sometimes see there's a belt.
Good. So they disengage the twist lock mechanism, then they rather tie belts around it. Why do they do that? You said, yeah, their trucks are safe and only the container falls off. But if you twist lock it, the container and the truck all go. So if you hide the truck, you can shout at the driver, please put the twist lock back. But unfortunately, still, we are not going to go with him to Tamale. When he reaches his Samari, if he reaches the motor, he can park and disengage. Off it goes. So normally, if you see accidents, the containers have been falling off, and the truck. They are very selfish and very wicked. These are things to learn. So the standardization of the trucks has defeated its purpose in this part of the world. So we now come to the almighty numbering system. How containers are marked. Those things we call the container numbers. How they are done and the rigidity they go through. And I keep saying they are 11 alphanumeric. The first part are the alphabets. A, U, S, U. Then the rest are figures 7, 8, 0, 9. It should be 7. The last one, the 11th one, are always in a box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 11th one are always in a box. Have you been watching it? Yes. Good. So you should understand why they are always in a box. That should contain here. So the last one, you see, is isolated, and which are the container marks only marked here? Which other parts of the container can you see it? Which other parts apart from? Yeah, at the front. Then where again? Inside. Where again? You said? Where again? I have accepted it. The front, the back, and the sides. And inside also. The same positions. You see exterior, interior, they are there. One more place. At the top, because we don't climb to see, most of you know there are container markings at the top. You see, so no matter, because if you steal a container, you cannot quickly, so that if you even, erase and put some fictitious numbers there and is arrested, the person will only go to the top and tell you, go. You are joking. It's always on the top also. And you know the way they are marked. So in this one, is it vertical or horizontal? Yeah. Vertical. Horizontal here. Then also horizontal, and then the inside and the top is also vertical. Okay. So that's the container marking. So let's see how they are marked. So the identification marks are fixed to the top and each side of the container. These marks are, so let's start from here. ISO standards require each container to have a series of identification marks. If you didn't say numbers, and safety certification, the ISO, so this is the ISO standard. All the ISO standards are numbered. Okay? Note these numbers. In the objective questions, I do bring it. Yes. And that's the convention. So it's a law. These container markings and all the dimensions that we see were from laws since 1956. But ISO took over in 1996 when they formalized the law into an international convention. So in containerization business, Ghana don't have its own law. Togo don't have its own law. The law publishes. If you want to know much about it, Google ISO 6346 Convention of January 1996 as the standard that deals with the coding, identification, and marking of containers. You don't have any other way. You have to apply and comply. Good. This is the plate I showed you. The container safety plate carries information showing, amongst others, date of construction, load rating, and any repair information. So if the container has been accidented and repaired before it's stated, they don't hide it from you. Yes. In general, any container used for international transport must have a valid safety approval or the safety plate on it. The SCS is the abbreviation for Container Safety Convention. For details, we are referred, you go to this website. So it's one of the organizations that deals with all these things we are talking. They are mandated by ISO to do it on their behalf. So those plates, those writings you see on the container, be reading them and be familiar with them. They are not there for fun. Or just because after manufacturing the container very naked and they sprayed it, they painted it, then they stood up and maybe out of concept they just wrote anything on it. No, they are in serious business because legal basis, Convention of 1996. Questions so far? So we now come to this one. That's the codes, identification codes. So I've intentionally written it. So the first 4 letters, code which has U ending it, but the U ending it is not all kinds of types of certain containers that have the U ending it. For certain types, as we progress along, you see that the ending is not U, the ending could be J or could be any other letter, and you see the type of container it is. Yes. So those, but generally, the average, those ones we call the freight containers. Freight means cargo. Freight has got 2 meanings, okay? Freight has got 2 meanings. Freight can be described as the physical cargo. The cargo you transport is freight. The freight now is money, remuneration. Anybody transports your cargo from one point to another, the transportation fee you pay, equivalent to the land one, that's what we call freight in shipping. So that our name, our professional name, freight forwarders, has got that word freight has got a huge reference to our profession. So all freight containers, the first 4 letters, the first 3 can be different, but the last one is U. That is the standard enshrined in the convention. Okay. and they are done computerized. So these things come out not in any sequence. No, they are done computerized. So they come out and you don't know which is which. Just like our system we are using, the icons we are using to clear. When you enter your data and they are processing it into information, at a certain stage, random checking is done, especially officers that are located to do certain work on your consignment are not done in sequence. They pick them randomly, the system picks them, so you don't know who will be assigned to examine your container. So if you go and do an arrangement with an officer that will processing some dangerous or some calabule goods, so be ready. By the time I realize that we give you some officer, maybe even that officer is on leave, he's not even on duty. There you can go and make arrangements. Then you go to the senior officer for him to manually change it in the system for you. So he has the authority now to bring out all the examination officer pool, then click on one of them, that one. But generally it's not done in sequence. It's just like how the container coding or markings are done. It's a computerized system. So when your container number comes out, it comes out. You don't challenge, you take it. And this, from that stage, your container has been validated into the voyage pool. You put it on the sea and start trading cargo on it. You always can be traced, you can be tracked. If they suspect your container, they give the marking to the authorities, they can continue tracking it. So the container, let's maybe use your word so that you are not lost. The container number that you see is a very strong and a significant part of the container. You mess up with it, you can get the container lost out of the tracking view of the security people. But if you are having the correct container marking, they can follow you. That's why at times they intentionally follow the container. They have the information from the source that this container has got contraband, it has got cocaine. But when they are tracking it, they know the port of discharge is Tema. So you see them pouncing on the cocaine in Tema. Why? They want to break the chain. If they immediately intercept it, they don't know the cocaine operatives in Ghana, but the consumption point is Ghana. So they know. So as it's going to transit, all those transit corridors too, when they scan it, they see it, but they want to deal with it in the originators of that cargo, Ghanaians. When they arrest one person, you mention everybody's name.